move on with Michael now.
Okay, we have prepared draft subscriptions for the 2018-19 year. This is based on the information that's available at the present time, and these figures could change a little bit. That will just remain to be seen, but based on the best evidence we've got at the moment and best data, these figures are what we have as the draft subscriptions. As most of you know, the PHA Constitution outlines the process for calculation of the members' subscriptions every year, and it's based on a 3-year average. For 2018-19, that will be from 2014 to 2016. We're required to use published LVP figures from an approved statutory authority. First, that's the ABS. Secondly, that's ABARES. And if there's data not published from either of those, then it's up to the directors. And as some of our members realise, I make contact with them when there's no published data, and we agree on the numbers, which goes to the board for approval. So with regard to the draft subscriptions, on an annual basis, the PHA board reviews the associate member fee and also the minimum subscription fee. And at board meeting 89 in February, the board decided to leave both of those amounts as is. And really that is to encourage membership of PHA. The subscriptions were last increased in 2017-18 by the CPI, Consumer Price Index, which was 2.1%. Most of you will remember a few AGMs ago, it was agreed that PHA would look at an increase of CPI each year and approach members at the May meeting each year for approval, whether of CPI or perhaps for another amount, but generally based on CPI. We intend to propose an increase for 2018-19 in subscriptions of CPI, which is expected to be around 2%. So the subscriptions between 2017-18 and 2018-19 have increased by 2%, which overall is around $49,000 across all members. It is also our aim, as usual, to present a balanced budget for 2018-19 at the May General Meeting. By balanced budget, we mean that where expenditure is going to be close to income. And as we saw in graphs earlier, we've been able to achieve that certainly over the last 6 or 7 years, and we wish to continue doing that. So there are a couple of reasons why there will be movements in the subscription. One I just touched on, which is the increase of 49,000 overall subscriptions, but also movements in local value of production, because the local value of production is calculated as a percent of the total LVP for all members. Some industries are doing and have been doing particularly well over the last few years, and some haven't been doing so well. So that adds to the fluctuations that we see in the subscription. So moving on to the draft subscriptions, firstly, the government. The government share of that 2% increase of 17,050, the Australian government. Then there's movements in state governments, where there's been increases for WA, largely due to major increases in grain production. There's been increases in Queensland and offset by some reductions. And bearing in mind, as I said earlier, for state governments, there's $17,000 increase in subscriptions over the previous year as well. Moving on to industry members, the almond industry has been doing particularly well, and therefore there's a quite large increase in the PHA subscription. Other industries such as the Australian Forest Products have had large increases in LVP, which is reflected by the increase in the PHA subscriptions. Macadamias, similarly. A number of horticultural industries have performed very well. Next page, table grapes has been leaping ahead as well. There's an increase there, offset by a reduction for Ozveg in potatoes and vegetables. Most of the movements are reasonably small, except cotton, where there was a major reduction, and that's simply had an effect on the 3-year average, which has now come down quite a lot. Grain producers have not moved much. Last page of the industries, you can see rice growers, a decrease, and minor movements for other parties, except raspberries and blueberries, which had quite a large increase, had increases in production. As far as associate members go, we have sent out an application for membership to all members regarding Bendigo Tapes, so we have put that in here at the moment. Lawn Solutions, we have been talking to them. They have requested to resign from their membership from PHA, and also the PBCRC, which actually finishes on the 30th of June this year. And there we have the total overall increase in subscription of 1.9 or 2%, of 49,150. Ask if there's any questions regarding that.
Thanks, Michael.